From the New England Air Museum, FlightSimCon 2016 and AirDailyX.net. It's amazing. Orbx is on a freaking roll at this convention this year. Every time I turn around, there's something new to announce. There's something else that's being revealed. Of course, that's the point of FlightSimCon, and it is really exciting. I am now joined by Scott, and if you don't know who Scott is, just think back to that amazing HD Trees release that everybody went crazy for. I think that was last year, correct?
Yeah, it was released last April, I believe.
And I was thinking a while back, I was like, after you do something like HD Trees, what's next? What's going to be the next big thing? And I actually came up with an idea of what I thought you should do, and then all of a sudden I'm being told that's exactly what you're doing. Tell us about what's going on.
Well, yeah, that was kind of our train of thought too. We were, trying to figure out what's the natural progression for following up with Trees HD. And the great thing about Trees HD is it created a fantastic low-level, high-detail flying experience. The natural progression, you did the trees, now we decided to, do the buildings. So all the objects that you're flying around at low level are going to be in the same high fidelity.
Wow. So we're looking at now, and we've got a little bit of a screenshot here just in the background. Is this all the AutoGen worldwide has been completely upgraded?
That's the idea, yeah. So the AutoGen buildings also go into, as far as the default generic buildings, the ones that had blurry, nasty old textures that have probably been around since the Flight Simulator 2000 or 2002 days, are all getting a facelift. Everything's going to be a nice, crisp, high definition detail.
Now, are they all the same objects, just with new textures on them, or are they completely new objects as well?
That's generally the idea. We might be doing a little bit of upgrading of the actual models as well. We'll see how far we get with that, but along the lines of the trees, the whole idea is to simply upgrade the textures, bring them up to more modern standards, and give you something that you can fly right next to and really feel like you're there.
Now, I don't know if this was an intended effect with the HD Trees program that you released last year, but there seemed to be, and maybe it was a placebo, maybe not, but for those using FSX, it seemed like they got a huge performance boost over the default trees. Was that something that you had intended as well, or is that actually true, or what can you tell us about that?
Well, that's something that came about halfway through the development process, where I was initially just working on upgrading the tree textures themselves, but one of our other developers, Eugene, came up with a way to make the geometry of the trees themselves more efficient. So in FSX, that ended up giving several frames per second increase depending on how many trees were there.
Do you think we'll see something similar like that with the AutoGen as well?
I thought you were going to ask that. Probably not, unfortunately. That was something that we just happened to kind of find during the development process. If we can find something like that for the buildings, absolutely, we're going to include it. But right now, it looks like that's going to be a little bit tougher for buildings. But you'll still get the beautiful, new textures.
Now, I see you've got one screenshot here. Do you have any more screenshots you can kind of give us?
Yeah, absolutely. So this is the first initial screenshot. The next few just kind of show what the problem is. So here's the...
This is default.
This is default, yeah. So you can see here, flying around default cities, I think they're an area that almost everybody avoids right now just because, they look terrible. You can see this building over here is scaled way too large. You have other buildings that just have these kind of unrealistic repeating tile effects.
Right, just one window here is like 3 stories on this building over here.
Yeah, exactly. It was done in a hurry. Same thing over here. I'm not sure if that's a prison or what, but it's in downtown Chicago,
right,
which is kind of weird. Just these kind of goofy old textures.
And I imagine a lot of these textures are probably from FS9 or FS 2002, aren't they?
I think so. Yeah, absolutely. This is the problem. This is nasty stuff we're getting rid of. So here's...
And it's very blurry. Now this is sharp.
This is sharp, yeah. So what I kind of intended, what I want to do is create an experience where you can fly low level in a helicopter, Piper Cub, right up against the buildings. Exactly, yeah. Between buildings, things like that. Have some fun with it. And my goal is you can be able to look into the windows and see various things kind of going on. That's the sort of texture fidelity that I was hoping to achieve. Here's another shot. See apartment complex over here.
Right, you've even got like simulated balconies and things here. It looks very real.
Yeah. Even better and prepared where you have the buildings casting shadows on other buildings. It really looks pretty cool.
Right.
Here's some more, and
everything's in scale now.
Exactly. Yeah. The other thing is everything's in scale. I mean, this is a completely default city, so this is, you know, something that is going to upgrade all your cities worldwide, and it's going to make them so they're an area, you know, no longer areas that you avoid. Now, right now, we're focusing on the skyscrapers, downtown areas. This is Chicago, like I said, right here. What's going to be done eventually are all the smaller buildings and all the houses as well. So no matter where you fly, worldwide, just as with the trees, you're going to see enhanced low-level flying experience.
Now, quick question. There are a lot of cities, one being Chicago, another example might be Seattle, where where Microsoft has put in the famous buildings and famous landmarks. Yes. Have you gone in and upgraded the textures for those as well, or will we still see those in default?
Good question. That's kind of beyond the scope of this project right now. Maybe it's something that we'll address down the road, because that was something I've been noticing as well. It'd be a pretty cool product to go in maybe somewhere down the road and replace all those old buildings with new upgraded ones. But right now, that's probably beyond the scope of this particular project.
So we're making the announcement now. How far away do you think we are from release?
Can't give any dates, obviously, but let's call it before the end of 2016. Hopefully here in the next several months.
The guys over there at Rex has a big announcements going on this weekend, and one of the common things that I'm overhearing from the crowds is you know, Rex is really changing the environment of the sky, and the thing that's true about Orbx is you're changing the entire environment on the ground, and this is another fascinating product that you guys are bringing to market. Another announcement from Orbx again, and I'm now wondering, I'm on my toes wondering if anything else is going to be released before the end of this convention, but nevertheless, excellent work, and without a doubt, once all this news gets out, people are going to go crazy.
Well, thank you very much.
Are you a millionaire yet after the HD Trees release?
No, we're slowly taking over the world, though. We're trying.
You're doing a wonderful job at it. Scott, thank you so much.
Thank you.